Alright guys, this is how it's gonna work. You're split into 2 groups. You win the group, you claim your spot in the next round.
These points won't count to your overall score, but if you want to live to race another day, you gotta grab as many as you can.
Don't squander this opportunity, because Ajax is just itching to put that modified snowcat to use. And I'm not really interested in knowing what your vans smell like while burning.
Oh man, you make a very good point, Indy. Okay, let's get going. Who's up first for tonight's Northern RaceOff? Leading the first group tonight from Travelers Racing, it's Corey in his gorgeous MBX Vantum. He's going to be joined by none other than NZ's Racing's Big Mike. He's all the way from New Zealand, and he's still handing out hot chocolate. And completing the trio for first up tonight from Arlo Racing, it's Lando in his modified Chrysler Pacifica. Yes, he's still a dog, and yes, he can still drive.
Remember, if you guys want to move on to round 2, you've got to win this group. The 17th spot is up for grabs, so let's go up to the top of the trail for race 1.
And Big Mike wastes no time in taking Corey to tasks. I guess he decided he didn't like the hot chocolate and Big Mike took offense to that. Either way, it leaves Lando with a gorgeous chance to have extra points down by the end of the course, but he gets a little bit sideways and then rolls over for belly rubs just after the 8 line. What was Indy talking about there earlier about not squandering opportunity? Come on, boys, step it up.
Lando sure has learned a trick or two here about rolling over, but Corey and Big Mike, you guys need to make something special happen because 1s and 2s aren't going to cut it.
Man, Lando is just tearing up the top half of the course, but when it comes to the bottom half, he just can't get it under control. He has a great battle with Corey to the jump and then kind of hip checks him, and that's it. Corey's up and over, but Big Mike's in the background. I don't know where he's going. Maybe he's filling more hot chocolate in that van of his. Lando comes down and has an absolute epic power slide through the bottom half of the course and then pegs it right at the 9 line. He backs it across the line, so at least he gets 9 points. And where did Mike come from? Big Mike comes out of nowhere down the bottom half of the course and absolutely shocks everyone with a big time 11 points. That's a huge score for somebody who we wrote off just a couple of seconds ago. I'm just as shocked as everybody else. He comes down and just nonchalantly crosses the line for a big time score. Wow.
Lando is consistently putting points on the board, but it's Big Mike who comes down with a big 11 points, and that should surely set him up for a nice lap 3.
Hey, Mr. Corey, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately you've been mathematically eliminated.
I guess Corey didn't get the memo from Randy about being mathematically eliminated because he just comes down and dominates this last race. All 3 drivers handle the top half of the course with ease, and it's a great race to the jump, nice and clean. But then after the jump, you can see Lando getting another epic slide come in, and that scrubs his speed and allows Corey the opportunity to pass him for a nice 11 points. Big Mike's already gone, but it's Lando with a clutch 10 points that absolutely allows him to dominate this group. We keep saying it time and time again that consistency is key, and Lando has proven that point. He put up points in every single race, and that is why he's moving on.
And if that little spoiler by 905 went over your head, Lando dominates this group and moves on with 27 points.
Lando runs away with the first group, but with a trainer like Arlo, it's hard to imagine that he wouldn't have taken that group as easily as he did. And with Arlo looking on, we'll go up to the top of the trail and see who's up next in Group 2. Looking to redeem himself from a bit of a lackluster first round, from Dutch Clutch Racing, it's Dutch Vandershift. He's He's looking to put his Ford Transit ahead of the next competitor. From Polk County Diecast Racing, it's Willie G1 and his Toyota Sienna on a Baja Bison chassis. Both these drivers are going to have to hold off Team DRT3K's Sam Hall in the Ram Jam, because he's got no time for shenanigans. He's on a mission. One more spot's up for grabs. It's up to the top for race 1. That was an impressive run by Sam Hall. He shrugs off 2 attempts by Willie G1 and Dutch Vandershift to unsettle him. Right here you can see Willie G1 getting into the side of Sam Hall and putting him into the boards, but Sam Hall's got no time for that. Dutch then makes a race of it at the jump as he's just a nose ahead. But Dutch gets sideways after the jump and then decides to take a run at Sam Hall. But the Ram Jam ain't going to be pushed around. He throws his weight back at Dutch and shrugs him off, and then brings his rig across the line as Dutch spins out after the 9 line. Mr. T would definitely be proud about that run by Sam Hall.
Well, we know one driver came here to race. Sam Hall puts up an impressive run and 11 points right out of the gate.
Whoa, and it looks like Dutch took exception to that last race because he goes right after Sam Hall as soon as the gate drops. It doesn't look like Sam Hall's nearly as successful as last race, as Dutch pulls a perfect snowplow just before the jump, scrubbing the speed of Sam Hall, but unfortunately sacrificing himself in the process. Sam Hall heroically tries to bring it back from the brink of disaster, but that just allows Willie G1 to cross the line uncontested. This is going to set up an interesting race 3 because it's still wide open as to who's going to make the next round.
With Willie G1 taking maximum points in race 2, it pulls him into a tie with Dutch Vandershift at 14 and only 2 behind Sam Hall.
Mr. Shift, did Sam Hall steal your hot chocolate or something?
And look at that, Sam Hall comes right back after Dutch Vandershift and gives him a taste of his own medicine. Willie's looking for the off-ramp to the Tim Hortons by the looks of it, and that leaves it as a 2-horse race to the jump between Sam Hall and Dutch Vandershift. The Ram Jam pulls slightly ahead in front of Dutch, but that just sets Sam up for a little bit of heartache, as after they land, he gets sideways and punted over by Dutch. Call it a little bit of jousting, call it a little bit of retribution, but Sam Hall definitely tried to get in front of Dutch and stop his forward progression. They both end up on the same scoreline, but that's good news for Sam as he came in with a 2-point lead over the other 2.
And if you missed that spoiler, congratulations to Sam Hall and Team DRT3K for taking the last spot into round 2.
Mr. Vandershift, I can see you pounding the steering wheel, but don't hate the player, hate the game.
And getting the job done is Sam Hall from Team DRT3K in the Ram Jam. Sir, we will see you in the next round. Wow, talk about 2 drivers who took Indy's advice to heart. When she said, "This is not an opportunity you should squander," these 2 drivers carved it into their dashboards. We now have our top 18 who will be going back at it next week in round 2. Congratulations to Sam Hall and Lando for Team Arlo. And even though they slot in at 17 and 18, nobody has broken away from the pack, so everyone still has a shot at winning this whole thing.
I'm actually quite impressed with Lando. However, it looks like he likes to play in the snow a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's like he forgets what he's doing on the bottom half of the course and just goes for a roll in the snow.
Either way, both Lando and Sam Hall will be racing next week in round 2.
That's it for tonight. I've been your host, 905.
And I'm Indy Rain. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for round 2.
Grilled mammoth, fricasseed mammoth, charbroiled mammoth. Oh, my mouth's watering.